Hey guys, we are back for another week of interviews, and we have Miss Alexandra Boylan, who's one of our lovely actresses, joining tonight in just a minute. A couple quick updates. I have mentioned a few times that our production company has a short film called The Echo, which is coming out not this weekend, but next weekend, so the weekend of the 24th, with the Coven Film Festival through Seed and Spark, and that's a completely online festival. Tickets are free, and you can get them at the link in our bio. You do need like a festival pass in order to attend like the screenings, and also there's like an online Q&A with the filmmakers, including myself and Sam Mocker. But it should be really fun. It's free, something to do next weekend, so make sure you check it out. We are less than a month away from releasing To the New Girl, which is very exciting. And so we are running a pre-order contest starting maybe at the end of this week, maybe early next week. But a couple of fun things. If you've already pre-ordered, don't worry, you'll still be able to enter into it. But fun stuff like t-shirts and a She Persisted puzzle. Very exciting things. Just a little prize pack bundle just to try and, add to the fun of all of this stuff. So we should have Alexandra in just a few. And there's a very sad child outside my house right now. Let me see. This is always fun every week to try and figure out the timing of everything. But we had such a great interview with Lauren last week. I know a lot of people watched that. Super fun. If you haven't seen some of the older ones that we did, go back and check them out. Probably going to be like compiling all of these at some point into something. I don't know. And we also have some really fun like watch party stuff that's about to come out. So I guess keep an eye out for that. New things happening over here all the time in quarantine land. And hope you guys are all staying like sane and also safe in the middle of all this. I know it's been weird, like LA, it feels like the last 2 weeks have been really hard because we sort of like had this realization that we actually hadn't gotten past like the first wave. And so I think that really has hit everybody. I know it has me. So it's just been a little bit crazy. And look, Alexandra's on. Yay! I am going to try and add her. Wonderful. Yay! Maybe. Yay! Oh, hello!
Hi.
Oh,
Is it too soon? Hi.
Oh, you're perfect. You're good.
Okay. All right. Okay. How are you?
Good. Look at you, gorgeous.
Good to see you.
Nice.
It's like 10 o'clock at night here, and I got all dolled up at 9:30 at night.
I
I haven't had makeup on all day.
That's great. Why not? And you're in Georgia, right?
I'm in Georgia. Yeah, I'm in a beautiful town in south of Georgia, south of Atlanta.
Yeah, it looks really, I've seen your stories and stuff, and it looks really lovely there.
Beautiful, gorgeous. Yeah, I'm thankful to get out of Los Angeles, actually.
Yeah, I totally feel that, especially right now. Do you want to talk about what you're doing there?
Yeah, so I'm making a movie. Oh my gosh, we're crazy. We're pioneering this, but yeah, we start on Monday shooting a faith-based family film called The Inheritance, and it's about an estranged family that all returns home to bury their mother, but really to get their inheritance. And when they get home, they found out that their mother has buried the deed to the estate, and she's left all these clues and challenges that they have to do together as a family to find the deed. So she's ultimately trying to bring her family back, plus controlling them from the grave.
I remember you telling me about it a few months ago. So for anybody that doesn't know, Alexandra is an actress, but she's also an amazing filmmaker and has made like so many movies. You're just always doing stuff. How is it like, what are you doing to like work within all the pandemic
Oh
stuff.
gosh, yeah. Well, making a movie is so hard anyway. So
Yeah.
adding this on is just like a little overwhelming. I'm sure the first couple of days are going to be crazy as we're navigating this, but we know we have a COVID officer who'll be on set at all times. We have to test the crew and I mean the cast and anybody in Zone A every 3 days.
Wow.
Yep, that's what SAG made us do. We're non-union crew, but we are SAG. So every 3 days, anybody in Zone A and the actors have to get tested. And then everybody else once a week. So we have an incredible hospital here that's working with us that has been amazing. And our COVID officer can actually take the test on set, and we have a machine.
Wow.
And in 15 minutes, they'll know if they are COVID positive or negative.
That's amazing.
Amazing. I mean, I'm telling you,
How
like,
great.
you know, I believe in God. We have had miracle after miracle after miracle. And we're like, we keep stepping out and going, let's make this movie. And then we've just been so blessed. And we're like, okay, we have to go. We have to make this movie.
Oh, I think it's awesome. Like, I love seeing people, you know, like make it work in this situation. I saw the other day, you were posting the like kits you sent people for when they were flying in and stuff, and I was like, that's so smart.
Yeah, one of my producing partners is Meredith Riley Stewart, who's like a huge Ms. in the Biz, women in film lady, and she put all those together. And we've just, you know, we're doing every precaution. Everybody has agreed to shelter in place and go right from set to their hotel. We put every crew department in their own place together. The cast, we rented out an entire beautiful southern cottage, like sort of a hotel, but they have cottages. And we rented the whole thing. So only the actors are there. There won't be any outside people coming and going. Of course, masks at all times, hand sanitizer. I mean, we're taking every single precaution. Get this
I think
movie.
it's awesome. Good for you guys. Like, I want to hear all about it, like, as you go through it, because I think that's like, it's such a hard time. It's like you said, it's so hard to do it anyway, but with all this extra stuff, and like, good for you for going ahead and making it work.
We had our COVID training, our COVID officer taught like to all of us yesterday on a Zoom. And he had like, you know, usually the call sheet has like the sort of the aerial of the location where your crew parking and base camp and where people get breakfast. And now it's like, here's where you get tested and then you go over here to wait. And then it's like, we have to add this. It's craziness.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. I mean, I know people are making it work though. Like, I've heard about a few, like, you know, I heard The Bachelorette is like quarantining their whole like crew and cast in like one resort. I mean, I think it's really fascinating. Like, you know, what else are people, you know, what are you going to do? Like, you just got to make it work. And I think that's awesome. So good for you.
Yeah. I think I was a little, I'm always going to be nervous to talk about it because we just are praying that nothing goes wrong. Like, it would be such a shame. But you know, we really felt that Georgia, the doctors in Georgia, we've been really advised by a lot of doctors, and they were like, actually, if you come now in the heat and do it now, get out before the fall, because we're going to have a flu season anyway. Yeah. So we'll have that on top of everything. So we just felt like, let's get in, get out. And then, you know, LA's already got another shutdown. So
I know. This has been like a really hard week. Just like the feeling of like redoing the whole, oh my gosh, like it's definitely like really hitting me. But it's like what, you know, you have to go into it with like, you obviously have the best intentions and you're doing everything right. And like the rest of it's out of your control. But I think it's awesome. Like, good for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much out of your control. Actually, there isn't. When independent filmmakers, we're scrappy. You're an independent filmmaker. Yeah. We can be scrappy till the cows come home. This was just a little like, there's so much out of our control, but we're going to do it. And it's going to be awesome. And we're going to be okay. I've just put it out there.
Well, it seems like the right kind of script too.
Oh my gosh.
With like, you're basically like working with a family, like, cast.
All one location. The movie was written for all one location, just a family, no extras. And you know what's funny how life works was we wrote The Inheritance like 4 years ago. And then we were going to make it, but then something happened. So we wrote Switch, was our teen girl movie. And
Which
then
is awesome, by the way.
yes. Oh yeah, Laura's seen it. It comes out this fall. I'm so excited. And then the distribution company from Catching Faith wanted a sequel. So Andrea and I like hustled over to write the sequel for Catching Faith. Then we were supposed to make Switch. Then we ended up making Catching Faith 2. Then we made Switch last summer. And then we looked at it and was like, Inheritance came now. And I was like, we were supposed to make Inheritance now because we could never have made Switch or Catching Faith 2 during this time. So funny how we think things are not good. And then we find out that they were all being worked out in our favor.
Yeah, so true.
But we can't see that until it's in the rearview mirror.
Totally true. Yeah, anybody that hasn't seen Alexandra's other movies, go and watch all of her stuff because everything's awesome.
Thanks.
My aunt is this, and my aunt would love all of your movies, so she needs to go and look you up right now. Like,
yes, and oh, thank you. And Helena Santos and I made a movie called At Your Own Risk, and that's on YouTube for free right now. So
that's awesome. I love that movie too. That movie's great. That's made right now for sure. That would be like a perfect type of script. If
this didn't work out with Inheritance, I was talking to my team being like, let's just go write a desert movie and I'll go to the desert and go make something in the desert.
Nothing stops you, girl. I love it.
I'll just write what
I have questions that I keep asking everyone, but I did want to ask you about your filming because I just think it's so fascinating. So just if you want to talk about your involvement with New Girl and seeing the movie and stuff.
Oh my gosh. So Helena Santos, who've already said, she's the one who put me up for the film. And I feel so blessed that I have like the best friends in the world because a lot of actors wouldn't put their friend up for an acting role, right? And it totally trumps that myth that girls don't help girls. So she she told you that you should cast me. Yeah. And I don't even know if we really know each other. And then you just casted me. And thank you.
It was so funny because I read
my script.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, it was funny because I was actually having trouble casting Alexis. It's a hard role to cast. Actually, I think maybe one of the harder ones in the movie just because it's like a certain character type. And I didn't really even know. I was like, well, I hope this works out. Like, I like trust Helena, obviously. And so it was like, I'm sure she's really great. But like, we really didn't know each other at that point. No. And then I was even talking to Aurora the other week on here. And I was saying, like, I happened to be sick the one day you guys, like, did your rehearsals and stuff. So I was totally, like, unprepared for, like, how great you were going to be. So on set, it was amazing because Sam and I were watching on the monitor. And I was just like, oh, well, that worked out. Like, it was such, like, a great surprise because you're so fantastic in it. And just, like, you're a great actress. And just really super fun. And it's a hard character too to like get the right tone of. Sam always says that like, she's seen like 20 different versions of it with the play and yours is her like I guess the best like grasp of the character for her because you kind of like play you make her like more likable than most people essentially. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that was her biggest compliment. She came into the dressing room after I finished and she said, I've never had empathy for Alexis, but after watching you play her, I have empathy for her. Yeah. And I was like, that's awesome because I think every character we should have empathy. Yeah. But to find the humanness of someone who would be considered a villain, I always think, the best villains you actually have a lot of empathy for.
Yeah, no, so true. I remember too on set that I was actually like, I didn't even want to talk to you in between takes because I was worried that I was going to like be like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. And like psych you out. I was like, I can't talk to her until afterwards because I'm going to be like super weird and freak her out. Like, my gosh, you're so good. No.
Oh, thank you so much. I love acting and I only do it in my own movies and then you gave me a chance to act and I'm like it's still like the one dream of mine that didn't really work out that I want to.
Yeah, but you're great in all of your movies.
Yes.
So you're doing it. Shh.
Do you know what was like one of the worst things that happened with COVID was I booked a 3-day role in a Trey Parker movie.
Shut it.
And it was huge. Like, and I love Trey Parker, right? I mean, how amazing. And it was like my first big thing. I've been in LA for 20 years and they unfortunately folded the whole entire thing. And I was like, what? I finally booked something. And then COVID takes it away from me. But me and everyone else who lost things. But isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'd be like, Trey Parker, please don't forget about me.
Yeah, I hope it comes back around once all the dust settles and stuff. Oh, I hate that.
I know. But thank you for giving me the role into the new girl. I loved it. So I love it.
Thanks to Helena also for
she's watching. Helena's the best.
It really was like the perfect thing at the perfect time. Okay, what are my other questions? I feel like you've already answered this, but I've been asking people what they have been doing to stay active and creative during quarantine, and I feel like obviously you're making movies.
Well, I am now, but when quarantine first started, I was so a mess by it that I wasn't creative. Like I love Helena kept saying that people were saying that like, it's okay to not be creative. And I'm like sitting in my backyard being like, I'm so stressed out. I'm so upset. And my sister and I were actually in the process of writing a script. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to do this, I've just got to channel all the emotions I'm having into this girl who's actually angsty in the movie. And I'll just put it in there. But I don't know, like me and my fiance didn't do much. It was very sad time for a lot of people. So I wasn't as creative because when you're afraid of money and jobs and how are you going to survive and am I going to lose my house? Like that stuff zaps your ability to be creative because all you're doing is spin cycling. How am I going to survive?
Yeah, it's like everything else goes out the window. Oh man. Wow.
But I'm really great. I mean, the whole time we were trying, I will give Meredith Riley Stewart, my partner, so much credit for her, like not giving up on like, how will we do this in COVID and constantly writing up the guidelines. And she was like the champion of making this happen because she worked so hard on the COVID guidelines that without what she did, we probably wouldn't be here right now. But it was also like, we didn't know what it was going to be. It's so crazy.
Well, I think too, now that we know that this is probably going to go on for like a fair amount of time, it's more about like, how do we function within it rather than like put everything off until it's over? Because that's not really sustainable at this point. So yeah, no, more power to you. I'm like all about
and we were meeting every Friday as a team planning this, and I think some of us thought in the back of our head maybe it was just a pipe dream, but it just shows that like meet every week, talk, because everything we did give us the ability, even though it felt like we were just kind of talking and it was all, like smoke in the air, it ended up being a really good thing that every week we talked out how to do this. And we haven't started Monday. We'll see.
Going well so far. When did you decide like, okay, now we're gonna go and shoot?
When we pulled the trigger, we were kind of on the fence, but then we got some advice from some doctors, like I said, in Georgia, that really gave us like some confidence. Also, the area that we're filming has like very, very low cases. So we weren't coming to a hot spot. And then not that doesn't change all the time as we're seeing with the news, but I think when SAG came out with its guidelines and the unions started coming out with their guidelines, once we knew that we could get SAG approved, then we were like, well, then let's go make the movie. We're such a small team. Like we make movies with 40 people. Like my buddy who works at Hulu called me and was like, can you come to Hulu and teach us how to make movies on your level? Because we have no idea how to do it like you guys do it. And we'll be the first to go back because we'll have a crew of 40 and we can do it.
So true.
Like when the studios talk about figuring out who's essential, like on a set, I'm like, yeah, we already know.
Yeah.
That's
true. I hadn't even thought of that, but it is, that's so true. And I think it's amazing that you're going to have the rapid testing like that.
Amazing.
That's everything. Yeah. So
no,
cool.
And again, Meredith Bradley Stewart, she's amazing. She she has asked for things and we've gotten it. And I mean, getting the machine is the most amazing thing that we can literally, you can drive on our set before you walk in, get tested, and we'll know before you walk in. It's crazy. It's amazing. Wow. And like I saw some of the guidelines from the unions where it was like wristbands because we're only going to have like 10 to 20 people in a pod. Right. They called it like pods, and I laughed because I was like, our departments never have more than 2 people. Right. I was like, we don't need wristbands. We know who's in the department.
Just stay over there. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, you're weirdly right that it is almost like indie film is kind of where it's at right now. It's like the only thing you can do. So very good point.
Yeah.
Okay. What's a piece of advice you have for other women in film?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's oh my gosh. Sorry, my brain
goes too many. Yeah, you go read Alexandra's book.
Yeah, go read How to Create Your Own Career in Hollywood right now on Amazon. Actually, during COVID, I got it put into audiobook.
Oh, nice.
That was one thing I did over COVID. I found a woman and she had all the equipment in her house and she did it. She loved it and did it fast. So you can listen to Create Your Own Career in Hollywood in audiobook.
Go do it because she has like the best advice. Yeah, I should have just said that. I normally ask everyone that question, but you've already put like the Bible of like film advice together.
How to make your own career, literally. But I think for women, like, my advice would be if you're moving to Los Angeles or New York or somewhere where you can tap into women in film, that changed my life was joining Women in Film and going to events and meeting. Helena was incredible. I met her through, I don't even remember now, but Ms. in the Biz and Women in Moving Picture Salon. Like, I'm an active member of all the women stuff. I even opened up my own home to bring women because I want to bring them together to find your tribe. And I think women can be such, you need men I have amazing men on my team who champion women because we need guys to kind of lift us up into more power positions. But for women, I'd be like, don't be afraid. I mean, when I first made Catching Faith, I was told I couldn't make it star a woman. And it was true because there was no faith-based films that starred women. So there was no money. Like we could not show, this movie made this amount of money. Does that make sense? There was no reference. There was no female-led faith-based films. So I went to my EP and I was like, but that's because no one's making it. And I know there's a huge audience. Trust me. So he did trust me because I stepped out and said, we're making this about a woman with football. And we did it. And it became, went on to become the top 5 consistent selling movie for the distribution company. And now all my movies star women. That's just all that there is to it. And because I've decided that that's what it's going to be. So my advice to women is that you don't be afraid to say, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do, and do it. And then make sure that you're in the power position and no one can say no to you.
Right. Yeah.
Which is why creating your own films is key to everything, because nobody was going to tell John and I we couldn't do something because the movie that we had made was what put us in the position to make another movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Great advice.
I don't know.
Right.
I'd go on for days. Go women.
That's right.
Support each other.
What's your favorite movie?
Okay. I love a movie called Dangerous Beauty with Catherine McCormick. It's based on a true story about a courtesan in the 1800s who, when the Spanish Inquisition came in, they were going to, kill all the courtesans, and the whole town rallied around her. She was this really brilliant woman who was like a avid reader. And I didn't know, but I learned in the movie that only courtesans were allowed to go in a library.
Interesting.
So her becoming a courtesan was actually a way for her to educate herself.
Wow.
And it's watch it. Dangerous Beauty, Catherine McCormick. Beautiful movie. It's my favorite. And of course I love Shawshank Redemption and like Braveheart and all those things. But Dangerous Beauty is like this hidden gem. And I love true story movies.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to write it down. Okay. I don't even know. Like, I feel like I'm asking you everything I already wanted to ask you. Anything else that you're working on that you want to promote, or I mean, you've got Switched coming out.
Yeah, so I just found out that my film Catchy Faith 1 is on Tubi. Do you know Tubi, the streaming platform?
I don't. Is
Okay.
that like a Roku kind of?
No, I don't know, but like Jesse and I got it over COVID, and it has like the funniest movies on it, and
Really?
it actually has a lot of films. But I just found out Catchy Faith was on it. It just made me so excited that my movie was on my new favorite streaming platform.
That's awesome.
And that was awesome. And then Catchy Faith's on Hulu and Amazon Prime, and I don't know, streaming is getting so competitive and challenging to get your titles in there. So it's been so interesting to watch not only how the landscape is changing for films, but also distribution and what it's going to look like in the next year is going to be. We were going to do a theatrical release for Switched, but maybe drive-ins.
Yeah.
I'd be cool if it went to the drive-in.
I keep thinking, like, why aren't there more drive-ins opening? I heard Walmart is like going to convert a lot of their parking lots in August to drive-ins. So
there's a drive-in in Los Angeles called Mission Tiki.
Okay.
And it's been open the whole time because Jesse and I've been going.
Oh, I want to go.
You have to go Mission Tiki. Look it up, and it's awesome. And we've been going and seeing films because my buddy made a movie called The Wretched. It's a horror movie, and that opened in drive-ins right when this all happened, and he hit #1 at the drive-in. I was like, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, a drive-in sounds fun, so
it's so fun. And the popcorn stand was always open, so we could get popcorn. Like, I don't know how they got away with it, but I went a lot. So Mission Tiki, there are some drive-ins, and I think Street Food Cinema is also opening up drive-ins.
Okay.
You know how they do like the parks?
Yeah.
Now they're going to do drive-ins. So
I'd
be cool if Switch goes there. It's just, but Switch will be out in September.
Okay.
That's coming out. And then this movie, God willing, it'll be out next year. No, I shouldn't even say that. It's going to happen.
Yeah. But you're doing it. Look, we're
doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it on Monday. All the cast
all of my good energy to you guys because I think it's
awesome. It's gonna be
awesome. So important just to even like make the attempt. I think right now too is like really important for everybody because it's like you're setting precedents for other people and it makes me feel very hopeful. So thank you.
Well, Lisa London's my casting director on my films. I love Lisa London. Yeah. Shout out to her for being amazing. And her and I were talking today, and she was like, I want this to happen because it really will give so many other people. And hey, I have a friend who, I won't say the name because I don't know if I can, but they just wrapped a movie that they shot for 4 weeks in Oklahoma, and they finished the whole movie already. So people are doing it. People are making it happen. Maybe they're not publicizing it because everyone's too afraid to, which I don't blame them. But
yeah, I get it. Well, I saw that Zendaya was in a film that they shot like the first week of July, maybe. And I noticed that they waited until like 2 weeks had passed from when they wrapped to like do the press release. And I was like, yeah, that's probably smart. Like they know now that it all went, well.
That's what we're going to do. We're not going to do a press release or any of that until it's all done. And I think that's wise, but it's good. Yeah. I'm so excited though. It's really exciting. And we do have an incredible cast and crew. So I'm just like praying that everything just goes great because we rallied this amazing team. And it's really also, I think the most interesting thing was when we had lined up all of our crew way back in February. So when we were still like, hey, we're going to make this, we're going to figure out how to do it. We'll trailblaze this. Sure. When we called all our crew, every single one of them said I'm in. So everybody wanted to work. And I think that if they didn't, please, like if you don't want to work and you want to go out, you shouldn't. But a lot of people were ready to go and we're being safe. I mean, we will be like the safest place. We'll be safer than a Walmart. Let me tell you.
Well, it's like you said, you're definitely safer than being in LA right now for sure. So
Yeah, we're in a very small town and farm, and we're filming on this huge farmland location. It's like this huge plantation. So talk about social distancing. I mean, there's horses and donkeys, and
I know it's so cool. It looks so fun.
It's so pretty. I kind of want to buy some farmland. No, when you come out to the farm, being in LA, makes you go, especially with being locked down in your house in LA. I feel, yeah. Are you just going crazy? Do you ever go out? What are you doing?
I have been going on like walks, and I mean, luckily, I'm in Santa Clarita, so it's like a little bit more spaced out up here. I don't really feel like I don't ever see anyone when I'm walking or anything, so it's not like I'm down in this city. But
Yeah.
I don't really have a backyard, and I really wish I had a backyard. Like I've been looking at places in Lake Arrowhead and stuff. Like, that sounds kind of nice right now. Just the
Yeah.
space. But I mean, I know it's been a crazy couple of months to try, and the first maybe like March, April, May, I really wasn't going anywhere. And then it was finally like, okay, I'm gonna crack if I don't do something. So
Yeah, I felt very blessed that I had the backyard.
yeah,
That was yeah, a lifesaver. And my girlfriend, she lives in Hollywood and she has a studio. So I was like, please come and shelter in place in my home because you cannot be all by yourself. You're going to go mentally
yeah.
insane in a studio apartment in Hollywood.
Yeah, I feel really bad for people. The apartment living right now is just like I know so many people in New York that the last of my New York friends have like left the city, and I don't know that they'll ever go back because it's just like been so much to be in one place.
Are you on Filmmaker Her?
No.
So I'm on Filmmaker Her, and because it used to be just New York and Los Angeles, but now because we've been in COVID, we've been Zooming with all the New York and LA girls. And it's been interesting because a lot of the New York women were like, I'm moving to LA. Like a lot of people, LA is going to get like a whole like wave of New Yorkers coming.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like,
Just the space and just to be able to be outside more and stuff is such a big deal when all of this, it makes you think about like your own house and your own space and stuff a lot more than you normally would have. But yeah.
oh, totally. And I'm so blessed because I just moved into that house. Like,
yeah.
For 20 years, I lived in little tiny apartments. So I was just thinking, wow, God's good because this would have really not, that pool saved me. I could just sit in the pool all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. And I've been reading the news about Los Angeles and I just feel heartbroken for like my hairdresser and all the people who literally just reopened their salons and all the stuff. And now, like, how are people going to survive? It's just really sad.
It really is. Yeah.
The masks help. If everybody wears a mask, everyone should be able to go back to work. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
I have learned from my COVID officer that masks really do work.
Right.
So we can go back to work if we wear a mask. That'd be good.
Well, thanks for like explaining all this stuff that you're doing. I think it's so interesting, and I can't wait to hear like how everything goes and just sending all of the good.
Thank you. Well, I think we're going to be documenting it, obviously, on set a lot. So that'll be good because maybe we could put something to, I just thought about this out, but maybe we could put something together that could actually help other, people. And that was sort of how we got our COVID officer in Georgia kind of saying, if you could come and do this and we could figure out how to make this work, when Avengers comes or Marvel comes, you'll know how to do it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of something that we helped give them an incentive was, why don't you guys learn with us? Because some big studios are going to need to know how to do this. And
very true.
And then maybe we'll just document it and then like put something together because I want to help other people. If this will be fine, but like then I can help other people. I'll write another book. How to create your own movie in COVID.
Yeah, seriously. No, I would be totally interested in all that. How long is your shoot?
We shoot for 17 days.
Okay.
So we're quick. That's the other thing. We're not a long, we're 3 weeks. We're not like 3 months. So there's a lot of, that's what indie filmmaking. I mean, they said that a lot in the trades. People kept saying indie filmmakers. The only thing we were concerned was the testing because testing is very expensive. So originally we thought, we're never going to be able to make a movie because the testing would be our entire budget. Right. But we've been able to work it out. So I don't know. It's crazy. And I thought we were trailblazers 10 years ago.
Yeah, now you're really doing it. You didn't know you were going to be like going in on the pandemic.
But I feel like we didn't really talk about To the New Girl. Did we talk enough To the New Girl?
Yes, we talked about To the New Girl.
It's good. So good.
We're talking about it.
Okay. Everybody needs to pre-order that movie because it is so good. You're amazing. It's amazing. I did get to go to the premiere. And I was blown away by how
we got to do that before everything. Yeah.
We did that like right before everything. No, it's on Amazon Prime. People can watch it on Amazon Prime or rent it.
It's going to be on rent or buy August 11th.
Well, everyone, it's so good. I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. No, really, it's beautiful. The writing is off the charts, and you did an incredible job, like producing it. So all the actors are amazing too. Like,
yeah, you guys were all, I mean, everybody always says that. One of the things I keep getting from people, like people who are new to it that watch it, is for a while they think it's a documentary because you guys are all so good. And I'm like, that's a great compliment to y'all.
That's a great compliment.
I totally see it.
You did an incredible casting job because
Thanks.
that's what, when you told me your vision and what it was going to be like, I definitely was like, huh, that's different. But then when I watched it, I loved it.
Aww.
And I think you made something really unique and different and will stand out, because it's such a shame about the film festivals. Congratulations about all those wins too.
Thank you. Yeah, I know
That's
it's a weird year. I was talking, we hired a publicist a few weeks ago, and I've been talking to her about just like the kind of wild stuff with all these festivals, or like, you know, some of the bigger festivals aren't even doing like competitions this year, and everything's online, and it's changed everything so much that, you know, we're all like scrambling to figure out how to and promoting stuff is a little weird right now too, because you feel like there's so much news going on, and like, when is it appropriate to say this or that? So it's definitely been, you know, we're all on this journey together of learning how to do the right thing.
I know. It's the same with like Cannes did virtual, and I know because my sales agent's working on Switched, and I'm like, what is that like trying to sell the movie virtually? And, you know, like, I don't know. But the film festivals is such a disappointment too, because some people say that there are actually more viewers are watching.
Yeah.
So that's a positive. You want to go and meet people and mingle, and,
Yeah.
you know, you want to go up on stage and get your award. That's
yeah.
the special part about it. I mean, did they send you the award? Did you get it?
No, I like printed out my certificates and stuff for people, but the actual like award ceremony wouldn't be until the fall. But I mean, I would be very surprised if any of that actually takes place. We'll see. I don't know if they'll like bump it to next year or whatever, but it's just kind of like, well, what are you gonna do?
Right. You just,
you know.
yeah.
But we're really excited anyway, and it's been fun.
Yeah. And you know, in a good way, in some ways, there'll be so much, you'll have more viewership because more people are watching TV and home. I mean,
yeah, I do think that there is. I mean, I've definitely had a lot more people get in touch with me than before. You know, we were originally going to release in May, and between like May and now, I've had so many more people reach out to me about doing different things and stuff. So I think that there is like a need for content, and also because we're kind of like this hybrid between theater and film, we've been trying to put together some stuff to help other people like with indie theater projects who want to turn them into film, because I don't think they're going to be able to do in-person theater for a pretty long time either. So it's, you know, it might be more possible to do a kind of like we did with the film and stuff like that. But
hi, May. My friend May just I see my friend May. I'm just saying hi.
The little like click and wave.
Click and wave. Hi. I was just so sweet. That's my friend May. She's
Hi,
my Tracy Anderson friend who does Tracy Anderson with me. You know how I'm obsessed with Tracy Anderson.
Well, geez, that's great to have right now too. So
I know that I can stream I always work out in my living room anyway. So it's actually like, someone asked a question. Oh, wait, give me a part in my movie. Write me on Instagram. Alexandra Boylan. Yeah. Well, I was, you know, I was kind of, and a big follow. Thank you. Oh, so sweet.
So sweet.
Tracy Anderson girls are awesome too. Very supportive. You know, I was thinking too, because you probably have to wrap it up, but I was thinking I've been hearing a lot of people like talking about doing COVID lockdown movies. And I was like, oh gosh, are we going to end up with like hundreds of movies of just like one person in their house? So I was like, I was like, I gotta think about something could be in the desert. Because, you know, if you watch our movie At Your Own Risk, somebody the other day called me and asked me how they could make a movie. And he was wondering about money and stuff. And I was like, go watch At Your Own Risk on YouTube for free. We made it with $1,000 and a crew of 4.
Yeah.
So I was like, after The Inheritance, that's what I'm going to do next. And then go out to the desert or a farm.
Or woods or
Woods, you know.
uh,
But not I just don't want hundreds of movies of one person in there.
I know somebody else was saying that there's going to be so many scripts written about quarantine and that nobody's going to want to watch that stuff once we're out of it because everybody's like so sick of like no one wants to relive this.
No, everyone will want an escape that is definitely not real. Yeah, someone else had pitched that to me too, and I was like, oh no, I don't think people are going to want to watch a movie about the sadness we have all experienced in the last few months. Like, we want to have happy, fun stuff that is escape, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Not for a very long time. Somebody just said you should put Isaac in your movie because he's so cute.
Oh! Isaac is the cutest. I miss him so much. He's in Los Angeles. He couldn't come. Someone else. Oh, May says that she loves the idea of bringing a bridge. Look at that.
Thank you. Well, you will enjoy To the New Girl then.
Oh my gosh, you will love it. It totally is. I'm sure you tell everybody that, but it really is a bridge between film. Like what I was saying when she explained it, I didn't really get it because you can't get it until you watch it.
Right.
And I even remember you being like, I hope we can pull this off. Isn't that what we're all doing when we're creating? We're like, I hope I can pull this off. Yeah. And you did, and you did it beautifully, and everyone needs to see it. And I love your glasses.
Thank you. I lost the pair I normally wear somewhere in my house. So
I think they're great.
These are the backups. Thanks.
They look so good with blonde hair. I think you look great. You look beautiful. You look like you've been okay.
Girly. Yeah.
Anybody else gain the 50 COVID weight?
You know, I've actually been like weirdly healthy and like working out more than I normally do because I think there's just nothing else to do. So I've gone like the other.
I did. I gained 10 pounds. I drank. I just had a bottle of wine in my hand like for 2 months.
well, it doesn't show, girl. You look.
I'm working on but Jesse and I were supposed to have a 4th of July. I mean, what was the party? We planned a summer party, remember?
Oh, like in March.
We had this big party planned. We went out and spent $500 on alcohol, no joke. And then COVID hit. Guess where all that $500 alcohol? Just me outside being like, see you in a couple months.
What are you going to do? You just got to get through it however you can.
I need to come make a movie just so I can lose some pounds. And not, because what do you do all day? You're like, what do I eat? When's the next time I get to eat? It's 2:00. Is it too early to crack open the wine?
Yeah, no, and definitely like all of April, it was like, anything goes. Like, let's get through our day. Yeah, like totally.
I mean, that's why liquor stores were essential.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they were. Yes, 100%. All right, girl. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's so great to hear from you, and I can't wait to hear how everything goes. I'm like sending all of my good energy to you.
Yes, thank you. I love you, and
love
I can't wait to give you a hug. And I hope it's sooner. I miss hugs. You know, I'm a hugger.
Me too.
I don't like this world and not hugging people. So, but
no,
we'll be together soon.
Yes.
When I'm back, we can social distance at the pool.
That sounds great. Oh my gosh, I'm there.
Yes. All right,
girl.
All right.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you for having me. I love you.
Of course. Love you too. Bye, guys.
Bye.